The World Economic Forum are accelerating their plans for their 2030 agenda, yet we are seeing absolutely no challenge from the mainstream media. In any normal situation, normal world, normal countries, when there is a think tank or academic paper, usually gets scrutinized, especially right-wing think tanks. The mainstream media are always on top of everything. They always try to hold them to account, ask them questions, but not the World Economic Forum. The gravy train guys, the elitist academics and the rich and the people who think that they are smarter than us. So we have to rely on them to save us from ourselves, are slightly accelerating their upcoming plans. This is about the inner team of Klaus Schwab. Obviously, every year they get together in Davos. They come up with new innovative ideas on how to centralize the world and make everything more streamlined, let's just say. But in reality, it just creates more the concept of big government, whether it's on an international level or national level. The whole point of it is to centralize all powers, because you can't trust people. People are stupid, apparently, and you have to allow the powerful, because they are wiser and smarter than us, to decide for us, to give us an easier life. We don't have to own anything, but we will be happy. So, what's going on here? Because the 2030 deadline for not just net zero, but all the other ideas that they have is being challenged by many countries. People in various countries are challenging their governments, saying, well, this is too fast and too early. But they are saying, well, we need to have more meetings about meetings and more conferences. So this is according to the WEF's own website and press releases. They're saying that, well, attacks on civil society and civil freedoms are threatening adequate progress being made on meeting the UN Sustainable Development Goals. Ooh, that is sexy. Okay. Agenda 2030 marks a rare moment of global unanimity with an emphasis on economic advancement, social progress, and environmental sustainability. Okay, good to know. Ahead of the September 2023 SDG Summit, we must ensure that sustainable development involves both freedom from fear and freedom from want. Want? Okay, if you say so, Mr. WF. Anyway, they say that this summit is significant, with a number of world leaders expected to attend. They will reflect on the progress achieved and propose strategies to accelerate the implementation of Agenda 2030, which has suffered unforeseen setbacks due to the lockdowns and pandemics. Ooh, scary. Major negative impacts of climate change and the rising cost of food and fuel everywhere due to the conflict in Ukraine. So if you want to find some scapegoats, always go to Davos and WF, because they are very, very good at finding scapegoats for their own mess. So this is according to themselves. This is not some sort of theory. Anyway, they do say that civil society organizations played a key role in putting forward ideas for the SDGs and forging consensus among states. Okay, let's see what they had. Responsive, inclusive, oh dear God, and of course having representation when it comes to decision making at all levels, public access to information, well, some information, and protection of fundamental freedoms in accordance with national legislation and international agreements. You do realize that's a bit of an oxymoron, because you have national legislation that usually goes against the other countries' national legislations. You can't really mix it with international agreements, you idiots. So, encouragement and promotion of effective civil society partnerships, building on the experience and resourcing strategies of partnerships. These are just words, just random jargon at this point. And it makes sense for them to panic. It makes sense for them to come up with new summits and new conferences, because we are not responding at this point. But the mainstream media, I'm just concerned about the fact that the media, considering we know a lot of these legacy media outlets, corporations, also get invited to go to Davos, also get invited to have essentially input in these meetings and events. So why should they challenge the same ideas? Because they are backing those ideas. They are getting the platform that they want. They get access to the prime ministers and presidents and ministers. So this is the problem. It's not just an echo chamber. is a gravy train. And the people who are going to get hurt are those who don't have a say in any of these decision-making policies. Because it started as a think tank, then it turned to a lobby group. Now it's basically, they have their own members as part of government ministers. So they're all thinking the same things. They're all saying the same things. There's no debate. What is the point of voting for a party or politician if they're still going to have the same ideas? This is the issue that we're going to be challenging on this channel on a regular basis. I'm Mahyar Tousi, and we are the media.